Hey guys, what's up? This is Scher talking. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about styles on romancing SaGa universe. We'll be talking about this mechanic because it can be very different when you compare it to other games. As you go to your style list, you will notice that you have probably a lot of different characters, but they are not exactly characters. This list is only about styles. A style is like a combination of a character plus a job. If you can compare this to other games, it means that your character has a specific job attached to it. SS Albert, for comparison, is a legendary knight. This is the title of his style. He is a defender, you can see by clicking on the tails, so he is useful as a tank. And when you click on S. Albert, you see that he is different. He's left-handed warrior, this is his title, and when you click on the tails, he will be a jammer. So this is a very important thing for you to understand, because the same character can have more than one SS style. And they can work very similar or very different from each other. When you long press a character, you get to this screen, and when you click one of your skills, you will see the information about it. All styles have 3 different skills and also 3 different passives. But in order to understand the skill system, if it's a physical skill, you will learn it in mid-battle. But if it's a magic spell, you will learn it on end of the battle. You can see this is Will, just like the left side of this image. He has Roll Beat, it's a physical damage skill that he learns on mid-battle, and Flame Naga and Incineration are learned on the end of battle. Will is a character that has also element attached to him, so he is better as a specialist by dealing fire damage. Most styles will not have an element, some will, but the weapon of choice are always the same. Okay, so this is Will. Now let's talk about abilities. You can see when you click on abilities that every character will also have 3 different abilities. They are just like passive skills that work to either buff or debuff some enemies and help out with some effects. You can see that also when comparing SS styles, you will probably see that if the character has an SS styles, his passives will most likely be better. We are comparing on the left side of the screen 3 different characters from the same role. Sophia is a healer from SS style, Flurry is a healer from S style, and the other Sophia is a healer from A style. SS Sophia has the best effect for healing, so usually higher rarity means better effects. Now back on the other page, we also have some more information about spells and skills like Power. Power starts with an A, and we will end up on a triple S, meaning higher the grade, higher the damage. BP is the coast. Healing spells will have also LP coast. LP is way important on this game because it also affects how many times you can be revived. This also brings us to the next information, that it's resistances. You see that different life points for different styles as well. Most characters from SS styles you have 6 LP, S styles you have 5, and A styles you have 4. This meaning that healing with SS style is easier. Also because when they heal, they will use 1 life point from themselves to heal other characters. Healing on this game is very different because battles have to be fast. This is how they develop the game. But another interesting thing is that resistance of a character is also affected by the rarity. SS styles have 2 strengths and 1 weakness. Some of them will have lots of weakness because elements. And if you are using an A style, you have some difficulty surviving because most of them have 2 weaknesses and 1 strength only. So they are only used for specific content where the enemy only inflicts 1 type of damage. Okay, we were talking about styles, but now we need to talk about characters. To check your characters, you have to click on menu and then character list. That will give you access to this page where it shows all the different characters you have. To click on styles, so you will see the different styles from the same character. Leveling up any of your styles is the same thing because they share the same character base. But they will have different growth rates and different bonuses when you use the different styles. You can see that one skill can also be transferred to another style by using of the inheritance system. In order to do so, it's actually easy but a little hidden. Click on Edit Parties. Then you have to click this plus button below your equipment. I will click on Albert. There is already 1 skill that I inherit. Clicking on it, you show you all the skills that you learned with your other styles, with your Albert. Okay, so there's Shimmer, Slash, Knee, Split, and Slice and Dice. I have to learn the skills with my different style before I can inherit. So I just choose Knee Split because it's useful. Okay, so now let's get back to character list. Back to Albert, it's important to understand that this generates a lot of strategy on the game because you can simply transfer a defensive skill to maybe S Albert or other SS versions of Albert in the future, mixing up a lot of different specialties on the same character. Now that we discussed the Albert, let's just talk about Sophia. You can see that Sophia and Agatha will appear on your style list as having similar status. That is because when you level up Sophia, you are also leveling up Agatha because they are the same character, even when having different names. That is because on Romancing Saga 2, there are things like generations. When a character dies, another one resumes, and he will still have access to the same status and same skills. This is why you can pass up a skill from one to another, even though they have different names. It's good to understand this because it will happen with a lot of characters from Romancing Saga 2. If I get experience by using SS Sophia, I will have the same experience to use with my A Agatha. Now let's just talk about a very different case. Barbara has access to 3 different styles, one being A, S, and SS, and I want to explain how different can be a style. You see, S style is exactly a jammer, and then we have the SS style being a jammer as well, but the A version is different, is actually an attacker, and it's the only version of Barbara that doesn't have the dark element attached to it. Sometimes you will need element, but sometimes you won't, and sharing different styles between the same character with different elements will actually be very helpful when deciding the characters and styles you want to use. Now let's talk a little more about bases. You can see when you finish a battle, you may have an attribute up, that's because you gained some status, and checking by clicking on that button, you will see the information that shows there. It's the same information as it shows here. It's the base status of your character. Then it's not related to the style itself. So it helps you keep track of how many status you have and how many you are earning. Now let's just talk about the different growth rate and bonuses when choosing different styles. As Albert has access to different growth rate when compared to the SS version, you can turn off the character so you can see a little more information. He has more chances to get STR, Dexterity, Eggy, and Cha, but the S version only has more chances of getting Andres. You can see that when you use a different style, you also have a different bonus. By clicking here, you see how many status you are getting based on your base. The last number on each section is exactly the flat bonus that you acquire when you level up your style. Because of different bonuses, the final status of each style will be different. Usually the SS's are better when compared to S versions, even when comparing them on the same level. So different styles will have different bonuses, just like I said, a defender will have a better bonus on endurance, while another character may have a higher bonus on STR. So you can see the different styles, meaning different bonus status. That means that different final status for each style. This is important because each one can play a different role. But just remember that an SS is better, usually better than an S, that it's usually better than an A. Now let's just talk about how you can get a level up with your styles. You just get some experience by the end of your fights, then you have to go to your dojo and chance styles, and then you just choose one of your characters here. So now let's just choose a Azami. I have a lot of style experiences because I was using the SS style from Azami. The experience is shared, so I can just enchant her level by clicking on enchant style. That will give me access to at least level 30. The level 30 is the base final level without using the limit breaks that increases the cap. You see the final result will appear on your screen, very similar to the one on the left. That one on the left was for the SS style. You also get some style level bonuses that will be explained in shortly. Let's just get through all of this. You get style ability on level 10 and another one on level 20. Reaching 3 different passive abilities on level 30. Okay, you also get some weapon masteries, but weapon masteries is just for another video. Okay, you can see this is the final results. The higher your bases, the higher will be the bonuses because they are multipliers, very important. And sometimes they even start as a negative, like Ayazami starts as a negative endurance, and now that she's on level 30, she has a bonus on endurance of 2.9%. Okay, so now let's just choose Azami again, and on the screen you see that you can finally increase her level cap by either using a specific piece with her image on that. To get this piece, you either have to purchase it through some shops or farming, but most of the time you have to get a duplicate. You can also use the generic piece called bronze piece for A, silver piece for S, and gold piece for SS. They come with lower amounts, but they are also given out for free. You can get them by achievements or by farming through some stages with some limited amounts. So also another thing to note is that if you have some of the specific pieces and you still want to keep increasing, you can use the combination of both. You see, now that I started using the bronze pieces. This is important. Sometimes you may want to save the SS pieces for future characters, but at least the A and S are very useful to use from start. Also, from an SS style, you will get 40 pieces for every time you summon or get a drop from the character. But you can also farm some pieces by using the training system. It's actually very easy. Just go to Dojo Training. You will see these characters on the start. You only have 2. They are training, and when this timer goes off, it means that he got a single piece. If you upgrade this to max and then you send all the 5 characters, every 6 hours you will get 1 more piece for each style, meaning a total of 4 pieces for all your 5 characters every single day. This is very good, and you can also use the univerSe, so this game do not block you to progress with your characters with just duplicates. Now we come to a very important part, that is just how can you get a character just by using pieces. You can farm for pieces in some stages, in some events, but it doesn't really work just like when you summon. When you summon duplicate, you get 40 pieces, but when you try to create a character from scratch just by using pieces, the cost is higher. You will have to use 250 pieces just to create an SS, or 150 just to create an S. And you can see here, you just create a character. It's very hard to farm characters using this method, but there are events that will give you some good amounts of pieces, and then this can be a good choice. But this is also the reason why I do not recommend people to just go to the special shop and purchase pieces pack, because they do not give the character. They are only used for upgrades to get some easy uncaps. Now let's just talk about the last important information. This game is very accessible, it's very free to playable, because the characters and the styles do not get power crept very easily. You can see at this table here, it's a little hard to see if you are mobile, but just try to get a zoom, or if you are using a PC, you can see these are the 5 different versions of Albert in the Japanese version right now. And we have this, the first SS style has a total of 1166 status, while the latest version only have like 60 more points on status, meaning that they are not very far apart. Usually the characters get better passives with newest versions, but they are also very different. You can see that the other 2 versions of Albert are actually more attackers. They have more attack, they have different status, they can still be useful when you are trying to clear some content. Maybe even if you have the latest version of Albert, there will be a content where you want to bring the first version of Albert, meaning that you are never wasting your time. You always have more options and more squad building by increasing different styles. So you also can see that on the tier list we have for slash damage dealers, Katarina, a global launch character, is still among them. It's very interesting to see that when the game increases the cap for status, even the old characters will get more uses. Sometimes they will get even better by reaching new caps, so old styles will still be useful. So guys, this is it. I think this video is too long, but I hope it helped you fully understand the style system. This took me like 1 week just of researching and trying to make the best pictures. So please subscribe, leave a comment section. You can also help this channel by subscribing or leaving a donation by either Patreon, PayPal or Coffee. This will really help me keep up with the content. So thank you. Signing off. This was ScherBR talking. Bye.